everybody. This is Tammy Morrison, and David Morrison is here with me. And I just want to talk a little bit about what is for you is for you. Because we are traveling. So, right now, as you can see, we are in a hotel. So, we wanted to come live and just talk a little bit and share a little bit about some of our experiences that we've experienced and how we can, share these things so that we can help you, because that really is our ultimate goal, is to help people. And we know that by sharing experiences and some of our stories, that helps people. And so I wanted to share this because we met a beautiful young man, and it felt like to me that he had the spirit of suicide on him. And so we actually talked to him, and it was me and my husband, and then we had another beautiful young lady that was the store owner of the shop we were in. And we actually all, gathered around him and spoke life into him and gave him positive, words of encouragement, because he needed that. And so a lot of times in our life, we come across people like that, and we actually deal with situations like that in our life. And so when we do, we need to know that what is for us is for us. And so we had to share that with him. And so we want to share that as well with you. We see somebody watching from Waikiki Beach, or Oahu, Hawaii, and Maui, Hawaii. That is so awesome. But when we get in that space where we are thinking that, somebody can take something from us, or because maybe we didn't get an opportunity that we desired at that time, sometimes it's because it's not for you at that moment. It may be something that will revisit you later, but a lot of times it's just not for us, And so what we know is that what is for you is for you. We actually encountered another young man the same type of way, except that he was having to do a presentation for his company. And so we actually prayed with him, because he was feeling like, he wasn't going to get the response that he wanted.
He was too young.
And he was too young. And he was presenting to people that were much older than him. And so we just shared with him, what is for you is for you. You just have to believe it, and you have to receive it, and that is in every area. You can look at that in every area of your life. David, what do you want to share?
Happy Friday. As you can see, as Tammy said, we're on a journey right now. I'm glad you're putting out where you're located right now. We left Seattle. It was 28 degrees. The snow was coming quickly behind us, and now we're in the Great Savannah, and the humidity is really good about this time of year. The temperatures is up near 80, which is beautiful this time of year. So the only reason we want to go back to Seattle is our big California bed out there. Otherwise, we love the weather this time of year. Just like to piggyback on what Tammy said, also, it's not only that it's not meant for your advice, or whatever you're giving is not meant for other people. It's meant for that person, and it may not even be meant for a friend. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into this, such as what we learned from our travels. There was a lot of people who said they were going to come out and see us, and what they were going to do for us. I have a friend out here, I'm going to call him out because he's not tech savvy, and he probably won't see this, and his family see it, they won't know I'm talking about him. He's got a 5,000 square foot home. He said, you come to Atlanta, you make sure you hit me up. I done hit him up twice. And haven't heard nothing. But you have to be satisfied with that. I'll still love him. I probably won't call him no more. Probably another year. But I'll pick up if he call me. But all your advice and all your friends are not meant for everyone. you're going to have friends and family that you want to keep separate from your better friends and family. The Lord said there's none good, no, not one, because we like to call people good, or I thought he or she was good, or they was good, but they're this. Our good standards are very low in comparison with the Lord. So when we put too much into people, we put too much, but learn how to be comfortable in having this side of the family not always blend in with that side of the family. Like we love all our family most of the time, but at the same time we know there could be some toxicity there, to where we don't want them to mix with the better part of, maybe, let's say, Tammy's family, or vice versa. So be comfortable in just directing your goodness, your learned abilities out to the proper people. I have people that are very close to me that don't listen to advice, and you all know, a lot of you know people in your life, whether young or old, that don't respect the wisdom you gain along the way, because knowledge, wisdom, understanding don't come to everybody. However, you can't survive, and you could see it on a person that they not only survive, but they have thrived in life. And these are the people we want to learn from. We want to protect their friendship, their relationship, and not be quick to share them, or share maybe even their advice with as the word says, you're just throwing your seeds on unfertile soil. You don't want to cast it to the swine. You want to you want to see that thrive. Whatever you share, it's appointed unto man once to die and then the judgment. And a lot of people don't understand that we're not meant to be here forever. And I had to share with a relative recently, you have to be willing to let go of anybody in this world. I once heard a pastor said, you shouldn't hold anything in this world with a clutched fist, or you're not worthy of the kingdom of heaven. And for me, that was a lesson, because I was going through stuff with my house at the time, and I was basically almost bleeding out, trying to keep it at the time. But it's the same thing with friendship, relationship. Sometimes it can be toxic, and you have to let it go. I had to tell that family member, at some point in life, you have to realize you have more time behind you than in front of you, and you have to be comfortable with that. Even though we may live 100 years, we may live 110, and I've had people in my family actually live 110. However, how do you really want to live that? How do you really want to feel? You want your health, you want your happiness. So don't let anybody suppress that. Don't be afraid to separate yourself, or back off, or even totally let go. And we just try to practice, when we have great relationships, we don't just share them with just anybody. You have to be worthy. Tammy was even talking about some of her websites, on how she's gonna kind of moderate to where she's gonna manage it more, far as how she's gonna go about it, because we can't have everybody just plug in at our friends, or our friends list, or what have you. That's a real thing in life itself, without even talking about social media. But that's what I mainly had on that subject.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, you have to be comfortable in that. You know, because a lot of people are not comfortable in that. They, you know, they'll put up with toxicity from other people, you know, from family members, because they say, oh, they're family. Well, I mean, I got to a place where I don't give a shit. I love my family, but I will not put up with anybody's toxicity. You know, I have boundaries, and I had to put those up for a reason. You know, but I'm not. I have boundaries. I'm not putting up with anybody's toxicity. I don't care who they are. And what I learned is that family is not just blood. Family is people who love you. So regardless of their, if they're blood or if they're not blood, if they love you, then that's who family is. And we have had to learn that, because a lot of family will turn on you, and and they'll turn on you in the worst ways than anybody else. I said, so once you get to that place and you realize in yourself and you're comfortable with it, because you know it wasn't easy to come to that place, not for me, because I felt like, you know, oh my God, you know, they're family and this and that. And a lot of times what happens is you'll let people that, you know, have been in your family or your friends, old friends and stuff like that, you'll let them shit on you, and you don't even realize until you look up and you're like, oh, you know what, this is toxic. You know, and when you look up and you realize that it's toxic, and then you realize that what is for you is for you, and those things that you desire, and those relationships even that you desire, you'll get them outside of those people that are toxic. You know, those people that are shitting on you, those people that, you know, are treating you, you know, unworthily. And once you get to that place, then you realize, okay, yeah, you know, what's for me is for me. Because I realized that I have a lot of relationships with people, and I noticed that people that esteem me a lot of times are not people that I've known for decades and decades. You know, some of them are people I've only known for 5 years, you know, 3 years, 2 years, some even 1 year, different things, you know, different ways. But the thing is you have to be at that place where you are, you know, attracting that, not only that, and you also have boundaries where you put up so that you are not dealing with toxicity, because toxicity will kill you. It will really kill you, and people don't realize that, you know, because I've seen it happen. I've seen people that have allowed their toxic family members to kill them. You know, if they weren't as toxic as they were, these people might still be with us. You know, but it just pushes you down, you know, in yourself, and it allows you, it causes you so much grief, you know. And I don't know if y'all realize, but grief is trauma. Anytime you're dealing with grief, it is trauma. And so when you begin to have that for yourself, and you realize that what's for you is for you, and it doesn't matter, you know, where it comes from, you know, as far as, you know, it might not be, you know, your mom or your daddy or your sister, your brother or your cousin or whoever. You know, it might be a friend that you met, you know, that esteems you and loves you, and you might have that kind of relationship. Because I have a friend that, she and I, we're different, even different cultures. I said, but she's so beautiful, and we feel the same way about each other. I have a few friends like that. We feel the same way about each other. But when she comes to town, she always reaches out to me, and we always connect. I think the last time she came, something happened and we couldn't connect. But each and every time, we always connect. And it's a symbiotic thing. And she gives me, you know, good advice because she's a little bit older than I am. And I give her good advice because I've been, you know, working with intuition and all of that kind of stuff. So it's like we feed off each other, and it's amazing, you know. And I love her to pieces. And she's not, you know, a biological sister or, you know, family member or anything like that. I said, but we have this relationship, and we have for a while now, and it's just so amazing to me, you know. And when I see it, because, you know, when she comes to town, because she has, I think, a child that lives where we live, and she'll come to town, she'll text me and say, hey, I'm coming to town, you know. And I'll say, okay, well, what day you want to meet up? And we do, and we have. And it's a love that we have for each other that, you know, it's not always the same with other people. And so, when I recognize that, I know that I can esteem her, and I know that when we go where she's at, the same thing, you know. And it's amazing, you know. And it's like that. And once you put up those boundaries, and you realize you're not going to let anybody shit on you at all, no matter who they are. You know, I know people that had to get away from their whole family, Because they realized that they were narcissists and it wasn't doing them any good. You know, when you realize that, and it's hard sometimes, y'all. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's facts. You know, it's facts, and it's going to protect you so much, and it's going to keep you safe. Just what your ego is going to do, but it's going to keep you safe because you are not being anybody's punching bag. Because we're not here to be people's punching bag, no matter who you are.
You know, some of you know, I'm from Brooklyn and Tammy's from Savannah here, and we came in this part of the world. Yeah, Brooklyn represent. We came to this part of the world for a wedding, and these young people that we were marrying, our son and our daughter-in-law, is a power couple. Both highly educated, bright people. He's a Navy veteran. He took advice while he was still active duty, and I'm retired. And now I see him flourishing. And I met a young man from Brooklyn. He esteemed me so much. We stayed under each other because we were all about the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We grew up where knowledge was power. Knowledge is still power. But we knew that, and we implemented it in our lives. And now we live a life like Jay-Z and some of the other people that grew up in the neighborhood. I mean, like some of the Wu-Tang, to where they're prosperous now. You know, we're all prosperous on a different level, but we all grew up to where, you know, it wasn't a great thing to be foolish or excuse the language, not to insult anybody, dumb or stupid. You know, you had to be about learning every day. And when I seen this young man, and I seen how him and his wife I wish we had a plug for him. I seen him and his wife, how they opened a business in Atlanta, and how they have staff now. But it just was powerful for me to see a young man that could grow up on, you know, where things was not easy, especially in my time.
And entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and they're entrepreneurs, and they're sponges for knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And these are the kind of people that's good to surround yourself with.
Yes.
I had to, recently in life, I started thanking, especially younger people, for allowing me to be a part of their life, because I know this world is going to be here a long time. I feel I'm not, and they're the future. And I'm just me and Tim. We're just in awe to be a part of a prosperous young people's lives, and especially we can pour in because we've stumbled, made mistakes, and still make mistakes. But also we've learned so much from that, and we have so much in us that needs to be poured out. And we're all in this world to leave it a better place. I wish everybody thought like that, but unfortunately, there's a few of us that realize we're stewards of this world.
Yes.
And that means stewards of the people that run the world. People, stewards of people that build the world. Stewards of people that keep the world.
Mm-hmm.
And any way we can give and be a part of that, to give back, to look out for humanity, to look out for the love of human beings,
Yes.
to look out for people that feel like they're they went through so much they can't stand back up.
They want to give up.
Right. To look out for the weak, to look out for the land, to look out for our children,
Yes.
to look out for our elders. You know, we're stewards,
Yeah.
and it's so good to be able and to give back, and to have people that esteem you enough to receive that.
Yeah.
And that wedding was awesome. And
Yes, it was powerful.
it'll take a lot to top that. At the same time, you could see some of the posts on Tammy's site and a few on my site, but these young individuals and even the older individuals we came through. There was a doctor there from the VA. I learned a lot from her. Give her a shout out. She's probably about to retire now. But at the same time, I'm a sponge for knowledge too. So if I meet anybody that want to share, or you want to share something, I mainly want to see where everybody's from and where everybody's listening to us from, because it's not just Brooklyn represent. We came from Seattle. We stay in that area. We went to South Carolina. We're in Georgia now.
Chicago representing.
Right. I have family. When I tell them I'm leaving the Washington area, the Washington State area, they say, "Hey, we're in Baltimore right now. We could come down to Washington to see you." And I have to tell them, "Yo, it's the Washington near Canada." We actually jump on boats, put our car on a ship over there, and roll over to the Victoria,
BC, yes.
British Columbia Islands, and we love it. 2-hour ride, 2 hour up to Vancouver. We want to go, and we love it. It's if you never experienced, I'm getting off here a little bit. If you never experienced, it's like an experience of a different world, especially Victoria.
Yeah.
The peace, everybody polite as far as the traffic.
Beautiful people.
It's just like being in a different world.
Yeah. Food.
Oh man, the seafood.
But that here too.
So Savannah got it going on as far as the seafood, because they season. South Carolina to Seattle, they have the seafood. We have to school them a little bit. We love you, Seattle. Some of you have to be schooled a little bit on the season.
Mm-hmm.
You don't overdo it, but you need a little garlic and butter in your seafood.
I wish I could. I wish I knew what the restaurant we ate from last night was. I would shout them out because that was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whew.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. If you had devil crabs, and they had one of my favorites, I never get to eat it much, red rice. And you only know that if you down south, if you've ever eaten down south, because that's the only place you can find that. Here in Louisiana, Mississippi sometimes. But red rice and macaroni and cheese and the potato salad was a gift from the gods.
and I think they had conch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some good conch also. Those of you that never heard of that food,
Devil crabs.
I first tasted in Florida. It's the shells that you can listen to and hear the ocean and all of that. It's like that. So yeah, the conch was great. It don't taste like chicken, but it have like whatever season you put on it. That's what it have, along with maybe a little texture like clams. So get ready to chew a little bit, but man, I gotta put the butter and garlic on that too.
Good food.
Yeah, but that's a whole different world. We're gonna do a lot of fasting, and we don't do fasting without prayer. So we're gonna do a lot of fasting when we get back. But this is not the place to do it. One of my brother-in-laws last night was talking about his diet. I applaud him for it, but I couldn't get on it. Me and Tammy, we cut back our meats, and we live healthy. We work out. Can we do better? We will.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can always do better.
Right.
And that's the thing you have to know. But you do everything in moderation.
Yeah.
There's always better. Yeah. You can always, and that's the thing, you can always make improvements in any area of your life.
Yeah.
But you don't. But you don't hold yourself to the wall about it. You know what I mean? And you don't beat yourself up about it. You just, if you need to make some shifts and changes and perceptions and perspectives, and you need to change how you eat and when you eat or whatever. You need to start exercising a little bit. You need to do, you can do those things. But you don't, like I tell people, I said, I don't believe in not eating something that I like. I like things, and so I eat it in moderation. Like here I have chocolate. Chocolate from Savannah Sweet Shop, which is one of the best sweet shops in the planet. And they ship all over the world, but it's always been the best. And so I wanted some chocolate. I got some chocolate. Now, did I eat it all in one day? No. You see, so you can do everything in moderation, and so I believe in that. I believe that whatever I want to eat, I eat. I just don't eat as much of it.
They do add a little sugar to their chocolate. Or a little chocolate to their sugar.
Well, it's called Savannah Sweets. It's not designed to be dietic. It's not for diabetics. I mean, I do, and they have that actually. They do. They have diabetic chocolate and stuff like that. That's something that you need. But we're gonna get off here. But I hope that we said some things that helped you, and that you made a shift in your life. Maybe, or you started looking at things in a different way. And if you would like to have a session with me, because I do healing sessions where I help you to shift your limiting beliefs and move into a better space, reach out to me, send me a direct message. You can direct message me on TikTok, which we're right now on TikTok and YouTube. YouTube, you can comment, or you can go and find my email like my other client did. In the description of the video, I think all of that stuff is in there. So, but yeah, so if you have those things you would like to do, and I do also have a 4-week program, Journey to Radical Acceptance, that I'm doing. And it is the most unique program because it's 4 one-to-one sessions where it's just you and I on Zoom. And we go into all of these things, especially if you are in your journey where you're awakening. Because I find that is a scary time for people. And I created this program because it's a program that I wished that I had. I wish that I had that program at that time when I was going through that. And so when I had opportunity to create that program, I did. And so it's 4 one-to-one sessions, and it has an agenda. However, it is based on you. So it's personalized to whatever it is that you need. And in each and every session, we do a healing at the end of it, which is phenomenal and amazing. And some of the things that I've heard from that is people have really begun to shift the way they think. And they really have begun to have aha moments that they've gotten from the sessions. So if that is something that interests you, also send me a message, DM me on whatever platform you are on. You can also find me on Facebook at Tammy Morrison. You can find me on Facebook. My business page is Unleashing Your True Self. You can find me on Instagram, and I am really Tammy Y Morrison. And you can either go on TikTok, you can go on the description, and I think the link tree is in there, and you can find all of those places at that area.
And check it out. We're getting ready to meet the baby girl. She's no longer a baby, but she's always going to be my youngest, so she's the baby. And we'll let you know. Hit Tammy up and ask her how Juicy Seafood is. That's where we're going. Juicy Seafood in Savannah. We'll let you know how the food is, just in case you roll down here. I think they're down in Florida, a few other places. So we'll let you know about that. Looking forward.
All right, have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great weekend.
And join us again for Sunday service with the Morrisons. Bye now.